Howdy y'all, I wanted to do a little review of CTCmath. We've been using it about a year now. We started a year ago, and after using it a month, I called them and canceled my monthly subscription and bought a full year. For homeschoolers, for 2 or more children, it's $120 per year for a full 12 months. And the children have access to all of the grade levels. So, I mean, if you've got a child that really wants to move ahead quickly, they can do 3 grade levels in 12 months. Or if you have a child that needs to, you know, work a little bit in 4th grade because that's their age, but maybe they need to go back and review some 2nd or 3rd grade skills, then that's available to them. So it's a really nice program. I absolutely love it. It's got audio-visual lessons, and so the child sits and listens and watches a lesson, and the questions also have some of them have a kinesthetic aspect to that, and I'm going to show you some of my kindergartner's lessons that he does in action. And so the thing that I like about it, and you know, I think some people wouldn't like this, but I like that they're learning a concept, and especially with my kindergartner, he doesn't write well yet, and so he's not focusing on, are my numbers backwards, are my, you know, like, is my pencil breaking, and all these things. He is just learning the concepts. He's just focusing on learning the concept, and I really like that. Handwriting is a totally separate thing, and number formation and writing things forward and backward and all that stuff, you know, like, he doesn't have to think about any of that. So I actually love this curriculum, and I wish all my kids still liked using it, and I may eventually move them back to it because it's so convenient for me. However, we back in January and February, we have 3 computers, and all of them were messed up at some, like, our Chromebook just went blank screen and we had to return it. Our laptop just fritzed out and messed up. And then my mom had given me her MacBook, and so I pulled that out of the box, and she'd happened to leave the batteries in the keyboard, and so that they leaked, and anyway, so we did not have access to a computer, so they weren't able to do their CTCmath for about a month until I finally got a new Chromebook. That's what I'm going to show you everything on, but during that time, my oldest daughter switched to Life of Fred, and she really likes it. She's using, I think, fractions right now. And then my oldest son has decided he wants to try doing the A.C.E. math, which we use A.C.E. for everything else. And so he is working on finishing the A.C.E. 4th grade. And so, but my 3rd grader loves CTCmath, and I really like it for my kindergartner. He does really well with a computer-based audio-visual learning style. So, and he uses reading eggs for his reading too. So anyway, so I'm going to show you some of the things, some of they send you an email every week. Like, there's several settings. I just really think that they have streamlined it well. And there's also, it's taught by an Australian, so that's also kind of a fun thing. You're getting a a little dose of, but it is a U.S. curriculum. This particular one uses American or United States currency, and it uses, you know, inches, and it does teach centimeters and, you know, liters, and also, you know, all of the measurements, pounds and ounces and stuff like that. So so it is all of the math. He's made it to where it's extremely convenient, and I like the spiral based for younger learners, but as my kids got older, the spiral was just really killing them. They just were in tears having to do 15 addition problems and 15 multiplication problems. They were just like, I already know how to do this. How come I have to do more every day? You know, it was really getting to them. And so this is a mastery-based system And so they learn a concept, they demonstrate mastery, and they move on. And there is a something for review, and I'll show you that on the website. So I hope you enjoy this video, and please subscribe, like, give thumbs up, and I plan on doing more homeschool reviews for some of the other curriculum that we have used or are using. So thanks. Okay, so here I am logged into Levi's curriculum. He's doing kindergarten, you can see, and then these are the lessons, and the check mark shows that he's completed the lesson. And the reason he has you can see his grade on here, it says 63%. He has done this one several times, and he has an average of 63%, but on his last grade, you can go over to results and see how he did under, let's see, numbers 6 to 10. So it says first attempt, what they got on the first attempt, what they got on their highest attempt, how many attempts they made. So counting in action, his efficiency rating is 77, but his highest attempt, his last one, was a 90%, and his first attempt was 60. So he did 5 attempts to pass that. So let's see, so his average right here is 77%, but his high was 90. So he can watch the lesson as many times as he wants. So this shows all of the completed lessons that he's done. This is a detailed report for Levi Jackson, you can see up here. And we're still working through a lot of, so here, this is the lesson I was showing before, adding to 10. Okay, so his first attempt was 20%. His last highest attempt was 100%, and he had 3 attempts. So I can look at this 63%, and that's not really a reflection of his knowledge. That's just the average of all of this stuff. I kind of wish they would change that, but you know, that's just the way it is. So the last one is attempts to pass. So that means, I think that means how many times he's actually passed the lesson. I think he decided to try to pass this one twice because maybe he got a 70 or an 80 on the first pass, and he wants to get a little bit higher. This shows all the lessons in each subject that he has attempted. Of course, days of the week, he's still not reading very well, so he's only had 1 attempt to pass that one, and he got a 30% on it and got frustrated and quit. But everything else he's done real well, and obviously he knows his numbers, but he's still working on his reading and stuff. So okay, so we can go back up, and one of the fun things is that the student can go to settings and they can choose different themes. So they can pick different colors for their so I think Natalie's got turquoise and Molly's got black and Luke has dark blue. This was what Levi had chosen a while back, but he's really into the green ninja, so I bet he would change it if I reminded him. So they go to the lessons, and they can, if you want, like let's say Levi was doing super great on kindergarten. He finished it. Every student has access to every grade, so he could go to first grade, second grade. Luke started 4th grade math when he was like partway through 3rd grade, and is almost finished with it, so he wants to go up to 5th grade. So and they've got access. The junior high and high school are a little bit different. So 6th, 7th, 8th, and then the high school. So there's also, I want to show you in kindergarten, well, in all of them, actually not in kindergarten, ironically, but in all of the rest of the grades, they have this weekly revision tasks. And I emailed them and I said, what is the weekly revision tasks? Basically, it is a kind of since this is a mastery program, they do the lessons and they complete them, and then they never unless they want to try for a higher grade, which my kids do, they like to go back and try for a higher grade, they often never revisit them until their next grade. And so the weekly revision tasks actually give them the opportunity to review all the things that they learned. And so the first grade semester reviews everything from kindergarten, the semester 1, and then the semester 2 reviews everything from the first semester of first grade. So that's what they told me when I emailed and asked them what those were. And so I will often have my kids do one lesson and then either do a weekly revision task at the end of the week, like a whole lesson of weekly revision task, or since they're 20 problems, I will have them do four problems a day from the weekly revision task. So, and let's see, tasks. Okay, you can also assign them tasks, which I haven't done much of that. I tried and it didn't work for us very well. Let's see, results. Okay, summary report. So that's the detailed report. Summary report is like which sections has he finished. So he's done all of the number 1. He's done 7 of 7 lessons. The number 2, he's done 5 of 6 lessons, and then they tell you the topic average. And then you can have them take the diagnostic test. That's more useful for older children. Like if you are starting them in on this, you can have them take, there's, let me go ahead and, well, I'll show this part first. So he hasn't done any subtraction or multiplication lessons. He's finished all of the length problems. He has finished all of these space and geometry. That's probably a little bit easier for this age. So this tells you, what their grades are and everything. And then you can go, like, it's got kindergarten right here, but he could go, if he uses this for 5 years, I can go first grade, second grade. I can go back and look at all of the grades and the summary reports for all the grades. Okay, so here's diagnostic tests. I haven't had him take any diagnostic tests. Tasks, I haven't given him any tasks. Here are his awards. They can go and they can gloat over all the awards that they've won. A platinum is 100%. Gold is anything over 90%, up to 99%, and then silver is 80 to 89%, and bronze, I think, are 70 to 79%. So, my kids like to go back and try to get platinum awards for everything. So they're a little bit, and then there's speed skills. This is a fun little game. There's the addition, subtraction. They're just like speeds, just kind of like a speed drill on here. I'll play a little game. Okay, so he looks like he's done 5 speed drill games on here. So, I mean, it's just everything is on here. And I haven't figured out how to print out pages. I'm told that you can print pages somehow. Let me go to kindergarten. And let me see. Here's number 2. Okay, so here's the diagnostic test. If you want to test their what they already know in this particular subject, you would have them take a 20, 30, or 40 question test, and then you look at the results and decide, okay, they already know counting in colors and bigger and smaller, so you can just start them on counting backwards or something. If they demonstrate knowledge in some of these, you can just have them skip the lessons and just, why repeat something that you don't need to? That's the whole point of mastery curriculum, is that you're not drowning and redoing stuff. So, okay. I am not... Okay, so if you go to the lesson... Okay, here. I'm not going to play it. He's going to start...
and colors.
He's going to start his... Let me pause it. Okay. So they can turn it up if they want. They can make it full screen. and go back. And then, let's see. Let's go. Okay, so open PDF in new window, and then you can download the PDF and actually print the lesson and print the questions, I believe. Let me go back and see where you print the questions. Go up here. When they're finished viewing the video, they click on questions and then click on start questions. So, and then at any time they can go down here and do speed skills, times tables, and then this cute little swap pieces game. It's kind of a fun logic game. Let's see. Oh, whoops. We haven't used it on this computer, obviously. So that is just kind of a messing around on the site. I hope that helps and gives you some idea. Okay, so another thing that I haven't used, but that is available, is you can go down here and click on lesson summary, and then it'll open this up and you can look at the lesson. These are all the visuals that are going to be in the lesson. You can open it in a new window and just look at the lesson. So let's see, pretty cool. So here is, I think this is 4th grade multiplication. So they can expand this. They can also add a computer right here if they don't want to use this. So 1 times 1 is 1. And then 1 times 3 is 3. And then I'm not totally sure how you would use this. Maybe if you, it's still kind of in the way. I don't know how to get this out of here. Anyway, so probably would not want to use that, but okay, so then you submit that, and then it goes to the next. Okay, so that's a 0. Oh, I see. So then you can use the key. So this is probably useful for like the iPad or something. And then, yes, I can multiply. Okay, and then submit that. And then it goes down. Okay, so you can see, and they also have the numbers where you can actually drag the number over to carry it and put it over. It's just a really nicely designed online curriculum. I feel like they've thought of everything. So just a really great setup. So I'll go back down. So it's going to show that Levi got 4th grade, did a 4th grade lesson. Uh-oh. Okay, so this is what they email me, and then you download it. And so, oops, can you see that? Focus it. So it'll say when they signed in, on what day, what lesson they viewed, and what score they got if they did the questions. So let's see if I can. So, and then it has this green number here indicating, like, at a glance what his score was, and then shows that over here. And then if you go down, overall performance, it shows that he's completed 27 lessons this year. So we just got back into it for him. He's got an overall efficiency of 90%. So Luke is doing a different curriculum right now, but he's done 121 lessons and has 91%. Molly is not doing this. She's got 90%. And then there's Natalie. She loves CTCmath. So last week I assigned her 1 lesson for Monday and Tuesday, and then she had finished some of her other subjects for the week. So I had her do 2 lessons, and she got 100% on both of those. And then she gets a certificate, so she can print out a certificate, and then they email me every time she gets a certificate as well. So then on Thursday, she viewed 2 lessons and she got 90% and 100%. So her overall, she's done 151 lessons and has 93% overall. So this is, so basically they do their lessons, and every week I get emailed a summary of what they've done and if they've earned any certificates, what their overall grade is, and what their scores were on their questions. It is just amazing. Just really takes the burden off of Mama. Oops, you're moving your... Put your soccer ball on there.
Well, it's just too long. It can reach.
That's okay. It says it's about how many balls, okay? So put it on there.
Okay, put this on.
Yeah, put that one on there. And is it closer to 3 or 4 soccer balls long? There, that's good. So is it closer to 3 or 4 soccer balls?
It's reaching out.
Oh, that's okay. Is it closer to 3 or 4? Good. Okay. There. So you got a green check mark. See, that's right. You got 100, so you got a party. Yay! Good job, Levi.
10?
10 out of 10. That's right. Very good. Where's, look, find Thursday. Here's Thursday. What's the day after Thursday?
Friday.
There you go. You find Friday on there? It starts with a f. There you go. Very good. Okay. Okay, so then you presses this little...
If today is Monday, tomorrow is...
Okay, find Monday. Now what's tomorrow?
Where's
Monday. There you go. Okay, so what's the next day? Monday. There you go. That's good. No, no, tomorrow is, what's the day after Monday? See, here's Monday. This is Sunday, Monday. What's next? Okay. Okay, so Natalie just finished her lesson and she wanted me to see that she got a party. She loves. I had to delete a little bit of video, but I just wanted to show you what the audio-visual lesson is.
In this lesson we do some 2-digit subtraction with trading. Examples. The first one, 74 minus 19. So let's bring some working out space and rewrite the question. Now of course we start with our units. We've got 4 minus 9. Well, we can't do that, can we? So let's think about the 4. We need to put a 1 in front of that to make it 14. And we trade that 1 against the 7. So we take 1 from 7, cross it out, and make it a 6.
So he's highlighting
now
things
we've got 14
as he does this.
Minus 9, we can do that.
So the nice thing is that he's highlighting things when he does this. And then on the questions, look at this. This is really nice. Oh, okay, wait a minute. How do we do the questions?
I don't know.
More questions here. Let's try again. More questions. So what she can do is she types in the number here. 4 minus 8. You can't do that. So she can take this little 1 over here and drag it over here to make it a 14. And then this can become a 2. This becomes a 2. So, well, she can probably do it better than I can, but this 2, how do you cross it out, Natalie? Can you? You just click on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you just click on it. And so it's nice because it takes care of everything. And then so they use the numbers to carry or to borrow, and it's just really neat. So, yay, I got it right. Okay, well, I hope that wasn't too terribly confusing. I tried to just mess around on the website and give you a pretty extensive idea about what's available on there, and right at the end of when I was editing this video, and I'm just about to add this, but my oldest son, who wanted to switch to A.C.E, came in tears because it's just a lot of work. 3 pages of math a day is a lot of work, and so looks like we may have another convert back to CTCmath because it's just simple. It's just a tiny little dose of math. Keeps it fun, keeps it enjoyable, keeps it simple, and that's one of the reasons we really like this curriculum. I really love how it doesn't overwhelm the child and keeps it just, I mean, math to me is fun and beautiful and exciting, and it should just be just, you know, just something that you take a little dose of at a time and not get overwhelmed and cry and have tears over. Like, math is awesome. I love math, and that's, you know, so I'm just glad that I really think that this curriculum fits, I mean, a lot of children, gifted children, children who struggle with math. I feel like it just covers a broad spectrum of needs. And so anyway, I hope that you found this review helpful, and we'll see you next time.